What's up, y'all? This is Pitmaster Cheez, and you're listening to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast.
Welcome to Black Smoke Barbecue. We are a collaborative group that focuses on different aspects of barbecue from pitmasters from all across North America. Barbecue is a culture, and we discuss topics, ideas, and the methods of it on the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Our mission is to spotlight those lesser-known content creators in backyard barbecue, catering, food truck operations, as well as the African-American experience in modern-day barbecue. Sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. This is Jeffrey Boyd. You're listening to a new episode of the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, where barbecue is not only the code that we live by, it's the culture we embody. We got a great show planned for you today, and we got a guest that brings the heat literally to you with a good live fire experience. We're going to get to that in a minute, but let's see who's on the pod with me today. First, we got the editor-in-chief, my man, Charlie Maverick. How you doing today, sir?
What up, East Coast Geoff? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. What you got going on over there in the brand new studio?
Man, I'm just chilling with these lights, getting the mood right for this podcast, trying to get the energy going. You know how I'm doing. I just made that post this morning of the tomahawk ribeye. Man, still eating off that bad boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You ain't had to piss me off with that tomahawk, man. I mean,
sorry, man.
You don't want to know what I had for lunch today, but it won't anywhere near as good as that, man. Was
it fast food?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, man. Oh God, I'm sorry.
What did you cook that on though, man? I noticed you had some good sear on that thing.
Man, so I put that on the Old Country barbecue pits over under, and I smoked it. Just regular smoked it, and then I put one of the top grate on the firebox, and I seared that bad boy until it got nice and black.
Good deal, man. Good deal. That looked great, man. Looking forward to more content from you. Next, we got Brandon from BKC Cooks down there in Austin, Texas. How you doing, sir?
Man, you know me, brother. I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm breathing. All is well.
So I know you just stepped off a plane from somewhere because you're always traveling, man.
No, dude, I've actually been home, man. I had a graduation party this past weekend for my daughter and my son. So college grad and high school grad.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so, yeah, I've been stretched out, man. But I did manage to do a little cooking for Memorial Day, so I'm all right.
Good deal. You got any cooks planned here?
Yeah, I got a new toy, so I'm going to be doing a couple things on that, man. I got a new barrel grill, vertical barrel smoker. So,
ooh,
yeah. I got some sausage I'm going to hang on that thing, man. I think I'm going to run a tri-tip, and let's see what else we can get going on that thing, man. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you got, man. I know you always put some good things out there out there in Grillville. You managed to keep some good smoke rolling, so.
Oh, this is true. Grillville's getting crowded, man, but we still got some room out here.
Good deal. Next, we have T of T-Dub Barbecue. How you doing, T?
What's happening, man? Doing good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm good, man. You got any more of those leg quarters left over?
Nah, ran through those. We did some wings, and I did a brisket. Got a little video put together, and yeah, man, it was full of flavor, nice and juicy and tender. It was a fight. I was fighting that wind, but we made it on through.
Hey, man, did it take you longer than 2 hours?
Heck yeah.
You on the story of the tire brisket?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Keeps resurrecting itself, man.
That story will never die.
That was like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
But yeah,
crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah, it had some pretty good cooks, man. Some wings and did some corn ribs. But yeah, man, really enjoyed it more the weekend. Oh yeah, did some oyster Rockefellers. Yeah, we threw down this weekend, man.
I ain't got no invite. I'm just kidding.
Well, good deal, man. I'm glad you had some good smoke rolling from your way. So I was able to get home for the weekend, man, and get on my pits and make a couple of, I did some didn't do any long cooks because I had the honeydew list and a couple places to go eat, but ended up doing some wings and did my favorite tri-tip, man. I'm getting a good sear on that thing, man. So didn't record anything, but just, had some good food and had a good time and enjoyed myself, man.
So it's
yeah.
But enough about us, man. Let's get to this guest that we got, because I'm telling you guys, I've been a fan following this gentleman for some years now. And let me tell you something. When they say, they say Mr. Him be everywhere, this is Mr. Him be everywhere. This dude, everywhere you turn, you see him at a competition, at a festival, doing something, you see that smoke rolling. Let me give you a quick intro on him. He's based in Atlanta, Georgia, 24-year Navy vet, and he has a passion for cooking that was sparked by his grandmother and cultivated through his parents. He has an advanced culinary arts degree, and this brother is a professional business consultant, chef, and pitmaster. And we're going to talk about some of this live fire cooking because you guys need to check out his content. I mean, great digital content creator as well. He also specializes in Southern and Creole cuisine with a concentration in smoked meats. And he has over 10 years of competitive experience in numerous barbecue competitions across the country. Guys, give it up for my man, Pitmaster Cheez. What's going on, sir? How you doing this evening?
Man, what's good, brother, man? Hey, look, boy, you put it out there now. I know they say, in the military, they say fluff, man. I got a little fluff in there too now. Hey, we do blaze the trail around here, brother, man. Appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Hey, appreciate you coming on, man. Look, from that great content you put out, man, and those folks and those testimonials, that ain't no fluff, bro. You put out some good stuff and you create an experience for these folks that, that can't be beat. And you're doing something that's really different that you don't see too much of in terms of bringing that kind of experience to people. Sometimes they got to go to it or whatever the case may be, but you really put on a show, man. And we're going to cover that here in a minute. But I tell you what, let's start off, man. Let's talk about you said you were in the Navy and then you got into barbecue. How'd you get into that, and from that standpoint go into the food truck and catering side and then the live fire experience?
Cooking has always been my passion, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like I say, my grandmother was an executive chef at the Marriott for 30 years. My parents met in the kitchen. I have 3 younger siblings, so I was always, hey, Pop's got to work. Hey, folks gone. When it came to high school, I was the only dude in home ec class. I hung out wherever there was a free culinary program at the church or something. I went in the military. I started out in veg prep. So, straight to the kitchen there. And, I just always considered the kitchen home, man. And as I was looking at retirement vastly approaching, how was you going to spend the rest of those days? And man, I went to my first I entered my first comp in 2014. And I was kind of like, man, this is it. But at the same time, it was a backyard comp. And when you're walking around and you're looking at the big RVs, the nice trailers and all of those things, and you're like, man, we under a tent with a pool behind, maybe I'll get a competition trailer and I'll be able to take it out, make some money on the weekends and, just have a good time with it. And man, I tell you, boy, that thing there, that worked, and I had a 24-footer, boy. That thing worked. It's going to work. You know what I'm saying? But we jumped out there, man. And I tell people all the time, and I try to be an example because I can honestly say, man, I made every mistake in the book, downright to what size vehicle I needed to tow the trailer out on when it got, that 1500 Carolina squat, So tongue weight, sway. I had never took on anything that ambitious in my life as far as pulling. And man, we went down to Florida, got that thing. It stormed all the way back. It took me 4 hours to get it in the yard. It whooped me. And, so that journey kind of took off. And we had a great time with it, man. You know, that food trucking, doing the festivals, the brewery circuit, and COVID hit. So now you're sitting there like, man, you got something. And I knew I hosted a plate sale at my house, and man, them folks stood out there for 2-3 hours, man. It was a whole block party. I was like, oh man, you ain't really got to pull this wagon. You can get it from the yard. So I
Yes, sir.
my wife, I started this ambitious backyard project. I probably added 2,000 square feet of outdoor living space, pergolas, center block pits, to create my own vibe. And I just started hosting different theme parties, and there was a set for it everywhere. If I wanted a blues joint and a blues night, that's what we rocking with. The menu's gonna kind of be set into that stone. Um, Man, I had a friend of mine in the Navy that write music and dropped a album. Hey, man, let me do a music video for you. So, man, I directed, put together a music video right there in the backyard. But it was always about, like you say, the experience. So, and I found on the food truck, honestly, man, the more it became work, the more I lost my passion for it. What led me down that path was I want to be great at barbecue. The food trailer, a lot of that stuff came from, and to be honest with you, I, I ain't like the way y'all talking and looking at me like I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just being
Gotcha.
real. Like,
Right.
if you're going to be in the game, come on now. Big boys move weight. Let's go. And
That's right.
I would have got a whole lot of weight. And boy, it get hard on that block sometimes. So, but we were able to make a name for ourselves. We did the morning show circuit, and that right there, man, the phone was blowing up before you could get home. And it was like, well, what are you gonna do now? So I just create events, man, and I love creating events. I went out and had a custom smoker made probably 2018, 2019, I really started working on live fire techniques, and the competition started falling back into play after the food truck was parked. Because that's one of them games, you're either going to chase the money, you're going to chase the glory. It ain't, you're not going to get both of them, you know what I mean? So you got to make a real commitment. And if you go get both, you got to have a team on the backside. But I mean, that's really how it all just kind of, stormed out there. I retired in 18, and we've been running ever since then, full time, part time, full time. I like freedom, and that's the independence that and I'll tell you, 2018, man, I retired. I ran right to that base. I got the plug, baby. We finna get this contract. We finna set up, post up every day. Ugh. That thing ain't what you think it is. It ain't thinging out there like you think it is. I mean, bruh, you gotta. I tell anybody, bruh, Hey, we talking numbers at that point. Your operational expense comes into play when you posting and pulling up every day. It's different from weekends and that. But now when you looking at 9 miles to a gallon on this trailer pulling it, tires, maintenance, that costs, you needed 100, I needed 100, 150 customers a day to just make me feel like, hey, it was worth it. So I had a 5-day contract. Bruh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't it. Then I broke down to 3 days a week, and your numbers kind of balance out, but then you out there, you like, hold on, man. This thing about weight. It's a pound of meat, it's a pound of meat. Now, how many times we got to sell it to get to where we going?
Let's go.
And that's when you start saying, my goals move from how many times I could set up to how can I maximize moving the weight. And a lot of that just, it comes with trial and error, man. That's why when I'm on now, bro, I pull up. I don't get enough. I'm not here to ruin nobody's dreams. Nobody ambitious, but I always say, hey, I see where you're going. Hey, let me just help you out a little bit. I ain't in your way. I ain't stopping your dream, but it's real out there on the block. Trust
me. And that's one of the things I notice in some of the stuff you put out, because you're a great content creator as well. But you put things out there in a business aspect that make folks, because we have some folks in the crew that run food truck operations and things like that. But you put the questions out there. Listen, how many pounds of this do you need to sell in order to pay off this or to get this? And you really make some folks think with your content. And it's not just about necessarily the fun side of following your dream of barbecue, but making a business sense, making it make business sense for you.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things, because I'll tell you, I always go back to Matthew 13, the sower sows the word, right? The ground it fall on, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So, and what I found when a lot of guys come and say, and some of the guys too, like Kirk, we got, mutual people, but these guys will tell you when they call me and say, man, I'm thinking about getting a food truck. And I know initially it sound like, oh, somebody hating or just cause, and I'm like, bruh, I'm just gonna ask you real questions right now. Even the food truck you building out, have you went down to the health department and got your site plan? It's just like laying out a building. Now you gonna go, you ain't gotta listen to me. You can go buy it off your friend, you can go do whatever. But them folks hey, it's a reason. And you still gonna pay that money when you go. It ain't no, I already got it, I'm finna skip the process. No, you finna get in line with the site plan, get in line with the paperwork. So things like that. I always say, man, come out here and work with, bust this block down with me a couple of weekends, and now tell me if you ready for the show. Come out here and work this festival. You more than welcome. I'm not here to hide no secrets or tricks to the business. And back to your thing, people always say, well, I get a $24 for a pound of brisket. Yeah. I this ain't algebra. This ain't trig. This basic math. $24 times what number equals $100,000. And that number is very close to about 4,200, 4,100 pounds you got to sell at that price. Now, when we talk about brisket, now, most brisket we buying out of the stores, that yield is what, 50 to 60. It's a lot of trimming on a brisket. So 10 pounds ain't 10
yes,
pounds.
Sir.
That's right.
Yeah, 50% if you're lucky.
Exactly. I'm gracious when I throw my numbers out, because I know it's always somebody. It's why it's an average, okay? Some people above, some people below. You hitting above, keep doing you. Don't let me stop your ambition. But at the same time, we talking about what the average number is. So now if I'm talking about 4,100 pounds, man, that look like 8,200, right? Now, what you paid for the brisket? How many hours it took you to cook the brisket? How much manpower? Charcoal, good charcoal, $23 a bag. Talk to me. If you're using wood, you got to pay for, hey, man, I don't care. It's fuel involved. It's labor involved. Now, if you out here on the block, you got meal taxes. You got sales taxes. Bro, we ain't even paid the folks yet. So now, this business tells me this food trucking life is the average, 25% net. Now, we talked about 8,000 pounds, whatever. Hey, numbers gonna vary based on all those other numbers. But, bruh, I'm talking 4 times 8. I don't know what that number, I'm not great at math, but, bruh, we talking at least 28,000 pounds or so, right? Now, if that's what you got to cook to put this in your pocket, now we move in, are you outfitted that way? Because if you're not, then you got to go buy big boy equipment, because big boy equipment move big weight.
That's right.
Now this is how you get trapped. And it ain't that it's fool's gold, it's your numbers ain't right from the jump, bruh. You got in the game, it ain't looked at how you was going to move the weight. And I can honestly say, I learned that, bro, you scrape them knuckles. And even when you think you hit gold sometimes, oh, you don't blew out a tie. Oh, by the way, boy, this is $600 tow. You know, oh man, these coils in this hot water heater don't went out because they so smart. You learn on the fly. Now I got extra parts laid up. DLR parts in the military. Boy, one out, one water pump out. I need another one on deck. But I try to make people think from that aspect because I know it all sounds great. And now the way they, like in Atlanta, man, they want $1,800 a month for some of these commissaries.
Wow.
And then you realize at the end of the day, boy, I need that building and I need that truck.
Yeah. Cheez, this is Brandon from BKC Cooks, bro.
Yeah.
People have been telling me my entire adult life, you should open a restaurant. You should open a restaurant. And I'm a culinary school guy as well. And I always tell them that I should not because I know what it takes to run a restaurant. And people don't understand what I mean when I say that. But if you aren't looking for a whole lot of work, a whole lot of headache, don't open a restaurant. And food truck seems to be the same way. There's just so much to it. But a question for you, with all the things that it takes, all the things that you just ran down, is barbecue a luxury item at this point?
Oh yeah, with the market and the prices, of course it's a luxury item. Man, I mean, like we talk something like brisket. Man, come on. Beef ribs. Everybody see the dino ribs. They want them. We don't do a whole lot of pork around here. That's why I always say, once you introduce beef to me on the menu, bruh, come on. You premium. You got good money, bro. We ain't even finna talk about this. You know what you asked for.
Facts.
But I go with that aspect of being in hospitality and being in service, right? So anytime you request a caterer, bro, you requesting a service. That's a premium. So
yes.
Premiums come with tax, baby. This luxury.
Yes.
And it don't matter if what you serving. The minute you call somebody else to come serve, entertain, and clean up after you, come on, stop talking to me about what we're not even talking about this price. You requested a luxury item, and definitely today in a market where food is crazy.
Yes, it is.
But again, that goes back to what we say: creating an experience and an opportunity to come out and not just eat, but partake. In the process. So at least $23 turn to $50 when it's an experience.
From that aspect of it, I know that the younger generations here in the States, they're more into buying experiences than they are into buying things. Have you noticed that your customers are resistant to it, or are they pretty open to the fact that, okay, it costs what it costs. I'm just happy to be getting what I call my man to do?
Absolutely. And that's why I go so hard with content. That's why I practice, bro. We not even talk about that. Every cook is a practice. I don't care if I'm cooking for who I'm cooking for. If they like, man, look, it's gonna be ready, but I'm really like, I know you spending good money. So I want you see what you seeing? That don't look just like that. You want them cross marks? This ain't markers. This is what you get it. The style of service, how I took a play like from the Brazilian steakhouses and things like that. Hey man, sides over there on the buffet. Look, top of the hour, we doing a different serving, a different carb. It's just so much that you're like, man, wow. When you leave in there, and each course get bigger and bigger along the way. People get a chance to ask, oh man, what are you doing with that? And hey, this is beef tallow. Hey, this is splanalis. This is the most, you can explain that ribeye and say, look, I know what you're looking at, but this is the piece you want. People can sit around the grill. So that's just kind of the clientele. And then it's hey man, did you go to there? I really enjoyed that. So I'm really big in selling the experience. And I'll tell you, a lot of time my price is based on how much work and energy the clients put into their event. If I know they don't laid out the money and hired a, professional decor at that point, I don't mind compromising on price because you just gave me a wonderful palette to display my food, So, I'm a little different when I do, how I do things.
So you've been dropping some knowledge on us tonight. I want to know another aspect of how you do things. So life as a digital content creator and how you manage your brands. You have the swag, you got the lemon pepper, you got the rubs. Tell us how that life goes for you, like the day in the life of just managing those two things that converge on each other.
Man, a lot of the swag, a lot of the things just comes out of the life. Because, to me, barbecue is a lifestyle. This is how we get down. This is what I'm a black man from the South. So when I tell you this is how we grew up in barbecue, hosting the cookouts, things like that. So it's like, man, when I say smoke up the block, man, that's a tribute because I know that dude out there on that block. Hey, man, I spend days where I just roll around, pull up, and buy a plate. I can't eat all this barbecue, but it's a block blessing day, things like that, man. And then I found, I had a little motion. So me pulling up on that guy, that made a huge. And if it ain't good, you might see me pull up, but you'll never see the content, and I'll never kind of put people in the bad light. But managing it all, man, we got the pit crew, man. Hey, man, I got my uncle, my cousin.
All right
Hey,
now.
I promise you, I tell cats all the time, we pull up, we finna jump out, and they already know. Hey, man, I don't know what we walking into, but hey, it's all hands on deck. Man, we always have a good time, man. But I try to make everything a party, man. That's what I'm about, bro. I love what food does, food and music together. Man, that there, it's over with. I
So
already
beautiful.
know. But and it also the content creation, you meet so many people. Like just I'm the guy. If I see what you're doing and I'm like, man, I'm going to tap in. I'm going to hit you and say, bro, I don't care where you at. I'm coming. We pulling up. I ain't asking you to pay for nothing. I'm finna come. I'm finna cook with you. Cause I want to know, I want to know. You learn so much in the trenches, man. And it becomes a family, a tremendous, like, man, you wouldn't believe, man, how much fun we have out there on the road. And that's what made me love barbecue again. That's why when people say, what do you do? I'm an enthusiast, man. What you want? You need me to pull up and cook something? We do that. Hey, what you need me to host something? We do that. You need some content? We do that. Bruh,
Right.
we in house, bruh. If it's a party, we definitely do the party now. We there all the way.
Let's go.
During the course of this interview, you've been talking about your family and how food has just been something it's been ingrained with from your parents to your grandmother. How did you go to culinary school? How did that come about? And what is an advanced degree and how did that compare to other culinary degrees?
Man, I was actually in school, I'm an administrator by trade. So that's what I did in the military. So I was going to school for human resource management. But I don't got this food truck thing and I don't like to lose, bro. This thing wearing my ass out. I'll be honest with you, bro. It's on my neck. It's on my back. So like BK was saying, I'm the person, boy, ad hoc. I looked at my old lady. I said, boy, this ain't getting it. I need to go figure out restaurant management. I need to figure out food costs. Man, look, hey, boy, I know we made 1,000, but I ain't got but $184 in my pocket. This ain't paying nobody. So, man, she said,
Yes,
well,
sir.
baby, this what you want to do. I'll hold you down. I said, well, tuition, culinary school, that program, you got to pay out of pocket for food and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll cover. I said, man, we already stretched with trying to make the stuff work. And she said, man, I got you. I'll hold it down. We're going to make it work. And, man, I went to night school. I worked 5 days a week. I went to night school 2 days a week, and worked barbecue on the weekend. So full-time job, night school, barbecue on the weekend. But I knew. I mean, it wasn't, and even it wasn't about can I cook. What took me to culinary school was management, operations, how do I get better at what I'm doing? You know, man, and it's different. It's a different art form. Advanced culinary degree, man, that's just fancy. At the end of the day, it's just an 8A degree.
Okay.
Took a couple of more classes. You know, they had a couple of more little classes in there to get you some credit. But at the end of the day, boy, you cutting up the same meat, doing the same thing, man.
And I tell you, one thing I learned in culinary school, cooking is only about 10% of the operation.
Absolutely.
People don't realize that when folks, oh man, you cook so well, your food's so good, you should open something. Man, look, in the grand scheme of a food operation, cooking is the easy part.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. It's the movement, bro. Making them steps count.
That's it.
So, Cheez, I want to ask you one more question about your live fire element, because a lot of folks, you know, you're talking about an experience here, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. Again, you talk about like a Brazilian steakhouse experience, and people get that when they think of barbecue, they normally think of, you know, somebody bringing out pans of food that's already made or whatever the case may be. But in terms of that, I mean, when I look at your videos, man, you got the hanging pineapples, you got everything going. Y'all are having a great time. You have people literally enjoying themselves, and you are the party. You know, tell us a little bit about that from that standpoint, where you had those folks around you during those times.
Not that I harp on it much, but I think when it comes to what my style is, you know, I lean forward to what a chef would bring to an experience. You know, in the terms of color and in pop and presentation. That's another reason. I think when people hire me, I think that's what the expectation is. I can't walk around and say chef pitmaster and now I ain't chefing. You know, it's got to be some chefing in there too. You know, it's got to be like, hey, I know how to put some flavors together. I understand, you know, the technique, especially when it comes to barbecue. People think, oh, you got a St. Louis slab. Once you put it in the smoker, it ain't St. Louis no more, buddy. You leaning more Kansas City. St. Louis is fast and grilled and thinner sauce and caramelization on that sauce, and it's different. So that plays a lot in menu selection for live fires. Where you from? And I'm always asked, you know, when people say, "What's your style?" Where you from? You know, if you want Carolina style barbecue, hey, trust me, I don't know Rodney, but I know spoon fed.
Let's
You
go.
know, I don't know, you know, I don't
Yes,
know
sir.
some of them other folk, but I know the real king.
Let's
Hey,
go.
so you know, that's how we do it, bro. So it's and a lot of it's based on budget. Like like when I do a standard live fire, if it's a surf and turf, man, you're gonna get premium cuts of ribeye. We're gonna get premium, you know, we're gonna get the beef. We're gonna give you the lobster tails, not the little 4 ounce. You know, you know, we gonna knock it out for you. Now, if you just want entertainment, we really just come with, again, nicer cuts of proteins. I'll go to the butcher, buy the whole salmon and cut it into steaks because that's the ribeye. You know, it's a look, it's the same, but it's just all about the cut, the presentation. So, and that's really the thing with the live fire. You know, I always do some form of fruit, you know, grilled fruits, watermelon, pineapple, peaches, you know, things like that, you know, pair
There you go.
well, but it's a flow, man, you know.
You've got your signature rubs, man, and I've seen them for a while. I need to get myself some bottles. But talk to me about this hot lemon pepper, man. I haven't seen anything like that on the market. And I know in Atlanta, I know that thing got to be cranking, man.
Oh yeah, that's that money right there, boy. That hot lemon pepper garlic, baby. Hey, I'm from the A. Lemon pepper was always,
Yeah.
hey, you can't be from the A and not mess with no lemon pepper, man. We got the
That's
battle.
right.
Who make the best lemon pepper? But I think foremost when it came to that blend, I always order my wings like that. Yo, give me lemon pepper with mild sauce, you know. So and I'll do garlic parmesan lemon pepper mix with a mild sauce. That's just how I like my wings, you know. So when I was sitting down, I say, man, I know they got that lemon pepper, but hey, they ain't added the garlic, they ain't added the heat. Hey, this thing right here, it's finna be to the moon. But man, it's amazing on pork. This is not like it is. I didn't even realize, what it actually added and brought to pork. And then I started doing lemon pepper, hot lemon pepper garlic ribs. Man, it was on fire. I started adding it to the pork, but that's it. Hot lemon pepper. Man, what did you do? And I was like, oh, this it right here. Hey, this that A-Town steak for hot lemon pepper garlic. You better get you some. But that's how that, a lot of it came about. But again, a lot of that flavor profile came from being out on the circuit too. And it's about layering on flavors. It's about I always say my rubs are great independently, but if you put them together right, oh, that's gonna give you what you want. But natural competition barbecue, if you tasted it, this ain't what you're serving every day at all.
Cheez, I want to double back on your live fire experience that you give your clients. Typically when someone is catering an event, especially if they're doing barbecue, smoked meats, majority of the items are going to be done before they ever pull up. I know it's pretty common for folks to just have some splits burning in their smoker so they can put smoke in the air and keep the food warm, but you're not doing a bunch of cooking on site. When you're doing those cuts and the amount of live fire on the spot cooking like that, that's got to be a lot of pressure, bro. Like, what's that like, man, to have that kind of pressure to get it? Because with those items that you do, like, there's no redos. There's no going back.
It ain't, bro. Hey, this practice, bro. You think I just roll up on that grill saying I'm finna try this? Hell no, bro. I promise. I don't cut. Especially when it comes to lamb chops, bro. Stuff like that. My sister, that's all she eat is ribeyes and lamb chops. So we gonna do that's in. So it's like I'm not, man. Trust me, I don't like. I'm like every other, bro. I don't like egg on my face now. I ain't finna show up for the first time, and I always say, I ain't the dude that's finna practice with the client's money.
Yeah,
I think that's disrespectful too. But that's the show, man. That's the experience in itself, man. And then, you get all your little gadgets and, man, I got meatball. Man, look, we go in, the timing on it. Now, if we doing the ribs and stuff like that, that stuff started early. But again, it goes back to grilling ribs versus smoking ribs.
Yeah.
And grilling, man, it's hot and fast. You know what I mean? The bite a little different, but a lot of times I get my ribs to about 85%, right? If it's gonna be some ribs on the menu, I get them up to about 85% cooked. Let them cool, vacuum seal them. So when we out there, it's really the finishing processes. With live fire, I try to stick to, quick cooks, man. Steaks, man, max, 8 to 9 minutes. A lot of that is just prepping in front of the client so they can ask questions and, doing the trim. That's a part of the show too. Breaking down the different cuts that you're doing. But man, that stuff fast, man. We doing skewers and meat on a stick and, it's not like a lot of technical work out there like you smoking a brisket, things like that.
Gotcha. We're going to have to take a break here. We've had a great talking about some live fire cooking, some great overall experience. And we're going to talk about some history that was made here a couple weeks ago when we come back from break. But we're going to pay some bills and we'll see you guys on the other side here.
We like you to meet Sweet Charlene, the barbecue seasoning created from family bonds that is low in sodium but high in flavor. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned pitmaster. Level up your barbecue game with this dry rub that has amazing taste and great color. Go to EddieWrightBarbecue.com right now and order your choice between the 6-ounce shaker bottle, the 16-ounce bag, or my favorite, the 32-ounce bag, and start rubbing your beef, pork, and poultry the right way.
A revolutionary new grill brush is here, designed to eliminate the dangers associated with traditional wire bristle brushes. Meet the Boyer brush, which will make cleaning fast, easy, and safe. The rust-proof stainless steel spring bristles are designed to withstand failure and last for many years. The Boyer brush is crafted with a heavy-duty, all-metal design that is dishwasher safe. Cleaning your grill with the Boyer brush while hot will provide effective cleaning without bristle loss danger. With a long handle for two-handed pressure that provides rapid cleaning that's easy and safe, it's time to say goodbye to the dangers of traditional grill brushes and hello to the last grill brush you will ever buy. Get yours now at BoyerBrush.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. We have our guest Pitmaster Cheez on. And before we get back to the interview, I want to make sure and ask you guys to subscribe to the Black Smoke Barbecue YouTube channel. We appreciate your support on all platforms, but we're really growing on that avenue, and we just want to make sure you know when we're having all our new content come out. So be sure and subscribe. But I'm going to hand it over to Charlie Maverick for the next question.
All right, Cheez. All right, let's talk. So something big happened recently. Something real big happened recently. You were at the World Championship of Barbecue, weren't you? Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right now. So tell us what happened. The big thing that happened, if people were hiding under a rock on social media, we saw all the reels. Tell us what happened at Memphis in May this year, 2024.
Man, listen, man, we got to walk that stage. You know, I'm big on traditions and things like that, because y'all know it was more money across the water. You know, but it was the tradition of what Memphis in May stood for. You know, when you go back and look at the history of Memphis in May, this was coming on the heels of Dr. King's assassination, riots downtown Memphis, business closing, and it was black and white people that came together, and it was barbecue to help put Memphis and the downtown of Memphis back together, bringing that festival in. So, you know, that alone was like, man, surreal, because the journey for a lot of us been 10 years, bro. You know, it's that stride. And I would say that experience was more of a religious retreat. I promise you, it was, when we sat there, we already knew, because, you know, they come around and you know if you made top 3. Bro, it was no doubt in our mind we was next. And when you looked at the score sheet, 1 and 2 was tied at 126. 3 was 125.96. We was 125.94. Like we know we prepared. We nailed it. I tell Sweetie when he called, how we even got there was just amazing, because it's something we talked about, but you know that is a huge leap. I know everybody see the trophy, but you don't think about competition barbecue. You ain't in this for the money. You'll spend 100,000 chasing 10. Right? So that being it at Memphis in May, the boss lady, she went and submitted and didn't even tell him. It was like a surprise. So after that, he called and said, man, we got accept. He texted me and said, we're going to Memphis in May. I got an idea for the team. And man, when I tell you, he went in that Porter, it's sharper than Dion. Because we pulled in, when he told me the lineup, it was like, man, we just got, bruh. We had Norris, good googly goo, number 1 chicken, KCBS, on the trail. I'm talking about killing it. We had Brandon, Memphis original. He had been on a team before, and you know, he knew, but being there on that team, Smoke by, man, Boatwright, James, man, came up out of St. Louis. Y'all know it. I mean, y'all know these ain't lightweights, bro.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Heavy hitters.
If you're in
Heavy
the game,
hitters, man.
you realize that in numbers, and especially with us, you know, there's only about 1% of us out there in that field like that. So these are some of the heavy hitters. These brothers that came, and it was, bruh, humble. Everybody had a right to come in there and just be like, yo, I do my own thing, bop, bop, bop. But it was, man, and Sweetie as a leader, man, he didn't have to, he came, he said, man, I want y'all on the team. I don't want y'all to have to fetch for no money. I don't want y'all to raise it. I just want y'all to come out, lock in, come out and do what you do. These categories, you ain't got to enter all them categories, but he made sure everybody on the team had their own individual category. He made sure everybody touched that rib, man. Listen, bless it like a bottle of Hennessy. Put the mustard on it, dude. Man, it was such a team experience, man. And everybody was praying, man. Like the way we ushered, like the morning started, man, we at Memphis in May blasting gospel. Like that prayer coming. Like it wasn't like, man, it was so much partying going on. But when I say lock in, bro. And all he kept saying is, I trust you. Sweetie, you want it? I trust you. Hey, go do your thing. That's what time that box got to be there. I just need to see it before we go. Man, clockwork. And the pressure, because I had the last turn in on Friday at 3:15. And everybody knocking it out the park. I'm like, oh, man, you can't fumble the football. You can't strike out at the plate. So it was just a great experience, man. And we got the call. We walked the stage. It was just beautiful, bro. I went, man, that there. And we've been at some good places, bro. We done been to the Hill, bro. We done been at the Jack. We done been at the American Royal. But, man, that Memphis in May stage is electric. And that trophy, oh, man, it's so heavy. Boy, hey, man, I'm telling you, bro, it was magic, man.
I got something to ask you, because I want to nerd out for a minute if you want to. So the days prepping for Memphis in May and all the way to the turn in, you're talking about preparation. Preparation is everything, right? So can you take us a little bit through the progressions of how everybody, the whole team, just set up and prepped and just made things work as a team, as a unit, and got that turn in, and hey, look where you are now, fourth and rib. So can you take us through that process?
Well, like I said, in the beginning, everybody had a category, right? Sweetie just simply said, bring your seasonings, bring your meat, whatever I need to reimburse you for, let me know. But that's your category. And so everybody came. Everybody had already went to the butcher. Everybody, and like I say, practice. I practiced on that water buffalo boy, I had me 2 good practice cooks in. Now we just ain't gonna go up here and not know how this, how it cooks up. But Thursday, man, like I say, me and Boatwright, me and James, we was roommates, and we had Friday morning, and we got up Friday morning. I did the shanks, he did the beef ribs. Yo, what time we getting out there in the morning? All right, the boss lady had everything, the schedule, turn-in times. It was just like everything was on point, and that's why I enjoy cooking with Sweetie, because, man, if everything's laid out, bro, it's on a timer. I'm so military. Like, it's like checking the temps. Look, we rotate the equipment. It was perfect, bro. But I think it was the cooperation. It's one thing to cook. It's another thing when you're cooking with people that know how to cook.
All right now.
So it's easy to say, man, what you running that temp at? 275? You sure? Looking at that marbling in that meat, you might want to tone it down, Or, hey, I tell you what, might want to run at 250. If we get 4 hours in and it ain't at, if it ain't temping what we want, we can bump it up, but give us some space on the back end. And I can tell you, bro, like, Sweetie was, the amount of control, because I've been there. And these folks ain't finna, these my ribs. This is mine. You just down to assist, but at Memphis in May, you do 3 rounds of on-site judging. So they got to be front of the house. So you're resetting 3 times. You have to trust that, hey, this is the process. This is how we set. This is how I need you to be able to get them set and get them to the front of the house. So that's kind of like, you know, everybody can't be there. We got creative. I don't know if you know James Singh. So he greeted the guests with a song, welcome the sweeties, and we get the judges tuned in. We had Blues and Bourbon JP and his folks, and man, his wife, it was just so. And every time you ask Sweetie, I trust you. Hey, what they do, I don't want you to know what they did last year. Go do you.
All right now.
You know, and that was it, bro. Lock in, let's go.
That's beautiful, man.
This is T. I got a question. How did it come about having an all-black team? What was the brainchild behind that?
Again, man, that goes back to Sweetie. I remember when he called, he called. He said, "Man, I want to ask, Nar," and that's a tough ask when everybody got their own motion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he said, "Man, you think these guys will want to, be on the team?" I said, "Man, hey, bro, trust me. These relationships, they weren't new. Like when I met Brandon for the first time at Memphis Arena for the first time there. But man, the DMs, he would check in on us every time, bro. Hey, it's good seeing y'all out there. Hey, man, you guys keep going. I like what the movement. Norris, we had we had a previous relationship that went on a few years. So it wasn't like strangers, but it was just first time that we all got an opportunity to cook. But Sweetie said, I know who I want on the team. And he said, I want the best. He said, hey, we going to rep, and I want the best. And hey, man, hey, salute to that brother, man, because that's a tough ask, man, and man, we can't. Even when we had the pre-meetings, he said, man, I want everybody to bring your flags, rep your banners. I want the world to know who it is. And we was like, nah, bro, you this your ride. We don't need them banners. We rocking out, baby. Put me, and it was just all love from the jump, bro.
Oh, man, I love it. Love to see it. Congratulations again.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Y'all made history, man. And I'm telling you, man, I was looking at the stories and whatnot from everybody on Instagram. And I mean, y'all had the whole world cheering for you, so congratulations again, man. Let me ask you this, because when you and I talked earlier, you told me about your first competition experience, and you were there with Kirby and his wife.
Oh yeah, man.
Just run back,
man. Bruh,
kind of cover that story as well.
Boy, I don't let YouTube University cite me up. Boy, I'm ready. Boy, I don't call the dog. Let's go. Bro, I had my wife working on boxes for 2 weeks. You better get back in that space. That box got to be right. Man, we got out there and that clock is different. But Kirby was out there, man, and Kirby Q, man. I call him Unc. I call him my mentor, But he had been out there for a while, and he took the time, bro. Hey, let me show you how to do this. Hey, this is how you guys doing the box. At the time, they had they used to wrap the block in foil and sit it in the center, and this was 2014. So he came in and he was like, he helped me out. He had no problem. And after I got to know Kirby, I knew how hard that must have been. Because when you talk about competitor, he locked in. Like, he's another one. That's why I say, like, man, you want to talk about time sheets. You want to talk about what time that smoker, what time, keeping notes. Like, you couldn't ask for, a better person to step in and help you. But man, I felt bad every time I interrupted him. I looked at his wife, and she'll ride her. She sit in that truck. She'll get out, wash the dishes, and get them set. But she good. And but man, he came, he helped me out, and the rest is history. I joke with him, be like, our anniversary coming up, but we've been in this thing 10 years, man. I need a ring or something, I'm stuck with you. You might get mad, but I love you, bro. Hey, I appreciate it. And it's just been good, man. That's why I love this thing, man.
Man, shout out Kirby.
Good deal.
Kirby is part of our Black Smoke Barbecue crew, man. It's been a while
Hey
since I've
man,
seen
real good
Kirby,
brother,
man.
man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
he
talking
is.
about.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
he
Oh
lose
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
He lose. Hey, you better believe he gonna cry all the way home in that car. Hey, man, everybody joking and laughing. Kirby, hey, he gonna quit every time, man. I quit. I ain't doing this no more. Hey, next competition, get where he loaded up, he ready.
Hey, look,
But he gonna cry in that car on the way home. I promise you.
he's been on this very podcast talking about them long rides home, man. So trust me,
Oh
I know exactly
man.
what you're talking about.
Oh man, boy, we have to stop, man. Let's get Kirby some donuts, man. This ain't going right, man. You know.
Shout out Kirby, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, man. There's a bunch of black cook-offs. You got country style coming up, and there's a couple other ones going on, man. What are your thoughts on a sanctioning body, but an African American competition sanctioning body? Do you think there needs to be one so that we can sort of run our own thing, so to speak? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh man, I'm definitely, bro. I'm all for that. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm late. I'm late to the party. That country style party. I went last year, bro. If you ain't been there, I tell it, bro.
Oh, we're
I
going
tell
this
people,
year.
oh man, I'm down.
We'll be there.
I'm
Yeah.
We'll
locked
be
in.
there.
Yeah, for real.
We'll
Oh
see you there.
man, y'all, bro.
All right,
Look,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
know last year, bro. You might think I'm exaggerating, bro, but it's in the dump. It's about 10,000 folk out there, and last
Woo.
man, it was. That's why I got attracted to it. The environment, not necessarily competition, but the family reunion, man. The vibe is just out of this world, man. And man, it opened my eyes, and that's what kind of led me down the trail and to get deep into South Carolina. When I say black barbecue cook-offs, so I'll say our style of cook-offs. Man, them brothers killing it, bro. It's like, man, that spirit of competition is alive and well. They're organizing. I would love to I would love to see us have an association. I think we have enough, just in this region, we have enough competitions lined up to really do this thing for real. But in saying that, all that stuff takes organization, man. And I've explored that before. Kirby and I discussed it. I've discussed it with several people. I'm hoping that we can bring that to fruition, though. I really am. You know me, it's always easy to say, man, give me 10 brothers. Show me 10 brothers that's ready to get down. 10 brothers, $500. Let's go. Now we got founding members. All right, now let's get what the bylaws look like. I know ancillary competitions out there in that world, but I like the granny pot pies prizes here, the macaroni and cheese. I love the chicken perlo, and getting into more of our cuisines, the hash battles, things like that, man. But I'm with it, bro. I'm so locked in and ready to go. I just wish more brothers kind of felt the same way. Like, man, we need a sanctioning body. And it's nothing against what's out there, but I also get tired of sitting in the room listening to brothers say, man, they stole this from us. You know what it looked like. It's commercialized. And why, even when you get to what's a big name in barbecue for us? Who represents us on those stages? We just came and said it's only 1%. You're out there with the big dogs, but when it comes to our stages, not that they're remotely comparison, but I joke with Sweetie. I said, man, you might be a world champion at Memphis in May, but you ain't shit at country style. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like them your folk right there. Hey, bro, I get all that fancy. That stuff we do, that fancy, bro. Let's take it to the yard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
All right.
and bro, I'm telling you, bro, some great brothers out there on that trail, man. Like I say, I don't know Rodney Scott. I know a spoon fed. I don't even Wild West with his antics, but the man make a good hash, and honestly, if you ask me my opinion, Country Style Cooking Association had a nice ring to it. And I really think, he can support that platform. But we need more, with all things, we need more administrators and more leaders and more people that have some free time to get in the trenches and do some classes, to judging classes, and kind of, hey, what is the criteria for us? What does it look like? So if we can do some things like that. Now, Country Style a couple of weeks away. To me, that's the inaugural to the Black cook-off scene. Like, it kind of set the tempo. And then from there, I know they got a couple of things going on in Fayetteville, Bruce and his guys with the Black Barbecue Cook-Off. The hospitality. I'm big on hospitality. I like backyard feel, bring the tents, bring the coolers, not so much, corporate structure and things like that, with me. So when I speak of these things, I always think about hospitality side. But the hospitality at the Summer Royale last year, unbelievable. The people that came out, being able to park RVs and bring your tents and just have a 2-day cookout experience. Fats Man Cave, man, that hog picking, bruh, it is. Once you experience it, you'll understand. I called Sweetie immediately, bro. If you don't get out here and see this, you got to make it out here to see it. Came out to, man, you just don't know how many brothers I called and said, man, if y'all don't come see this, like, you have to experience it to really believe that, man, this is us. And it's all love. And, but that hog picking, man, I know it's Thanksgiving weekend, but if y'all can make that, if you can, Labor Day weekend, the Summer Royale in Dillon, man, I promise you, that hospitality and the good time and the food and the brothers and the camaraderie, man, you got to do that.
That's great to hear, man. Let me follow up with this question to you. In terms of the cook-offs like Country Style versus the events like Memphis in May or some of these other KCBS events, in terms of the cooking and the techniques and the taste and everything else, which do you prefer? Is there one that sticks out better to you that you enjoy more?
Man, I'm a country boy. I'm from the South. I promise you, man. I tell Sweetie, like, bro, I get it. Yeah, you went to the Jack. You kind of good. Yeah, we was there. Even when I'm like, bro, get out here with your folks, man. That's real barbecue out there. Like, I'm not to say what that the other side isn't, but come on, man. If you out there, you can't eat a full slab of competition ribs. That ain't happening, bro. If you got high blood pressure and diabetes within 48 hours,
Right.
bro, you're not gonna do that. But what I found in country style, the backyard setting, that man, that's real home food. It's what we know. You know what I mean? Like John Haney, man, that man got a collard green perlo or a chicken ball that's something special.
That sound good. Yeah.
Shout out to John. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, if man, just meeting these brothers, man, and it's different, man. But I prefer the backyard. I prefer the environment. And at the end of the day, I do prefer the music and the crowd. So I ain't gonna even front, bro. If you ask me, would I miss country style to go do? Nah, I'm at country style, bro.
Well, hey, we will see you there, man. Are you cooking or you just attending?
Nah, man, I'm just hanging out with the homies, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's bro, I'm telling you, bro. I like the party, bro. I like the good time, bro. I don't be out this thing trying to make no money, not trying to prove nothing. I'm the perfect wing man. Now I know how to work a smoker. It don't matter. Hey, go get all these. Hey, I'm here for the party, bro. I ain't mad at you.
All right.
I always say, don't let me stop your ambition. Go get it, champ.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, bro, we can't wait to see you there, man, because we will be covering
Yes,
it
sir.
for the podcast, and man, we're looking forward to having a good time. But
that's right,
man. I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. We've been on over a little over an hour, man, but we definitely want to have you back, brother, and we definitely gonna snag you there at Country Style, man, and get a quick interview with you. But Cheez, tell everybody where they can find you at, man, on all your socials and all that stuff.
All right, real quick, man. I do want to plug Lady T's Homeless Ministry, man.
Please do.
We feed 900 a week, bro. That's where I'm at in the kitchen tonight. I'm about to bust out 160 pounds for the street tomorrow and Friday. But you can get at me, man, at Pitmaster Cheez on all social platforms. I keep it simple, man. But, you know, if you really need to find me, what day you say, Google me. Go ahead and Google me, boy. Pitmaster Cheez. It's going to light up for you.
And tell us about the foundation you're working with, man, and how folks can help out with that.
Ladies T Homeless Ministry, man. We hit the streets of Atlanta 3 days a week, Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesday, Wednesdays are pretty much our prep days. We putting out, like I said, when I started 3 years ago, we were probably feeding about 700, but that number has went up to closer to 900. You can find her at ladytshomelessministry.com. Cash App, Lady T's Homeless Ministry. It's the summertime, so, man, we go through cases of water. We double up on water, ice, things like that. Just, you know, we provide clothing. Man, if somebody tent get blown away, we purchase tents for them, sleeping bags. I mean, we really out there in the streets hard, bro. Like, we crush the block, man. And I say that, and they getting home-cooked meals, bro. I promise you. I'm on that grill. Lady T had a catering business for nearly 30 years. And she closed her catering business because she said the Lord called her at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, feed my people.
Wow.
So,
bless up.
I'm retired, bro. I like to stay active. I like to stay in the mix. But
yeah,
if people can tap in, man, we really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all being a blessing to folks, man. We'll definitely put all that information for all those who are watching and listening. Check out the description. We'll have all the information where if y'all can help out that mission, man, we certainly would appreciate if y'all did that. And Brother T from T-Dub Barbecue, tell them where to find you, T.
You can find me at tdub.bbq on all socials, tdub-bbq on YouTube.
My man. Charlie, tell them where it's at, brother.
Man, you can find me everywhere on the socials at CharlieMaverick. And sometimes I hang out in the comments of the Black Smoke Barbecue podcast on YouTube.
Sometimes.
Part-time.
Part-time.
Part-time. I got to get, Geoff go in there too now. I can't take all the credit.
My man, and last but not least, our fearless leader, Geoff Boyd from Outdoors with Geoff. Geoff, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
They can find me at Outdoors with Geoff. That's Geoff, just like Jeffrey Giraffe. And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And Brandon, where can they find you at, sir?
Man, they can find me and my luxurious mane everywhere at BKC Cooks, short of the X Twitter bird joint. I don't do that, but anywhere else, man, look for BKC Cooks and I will be there.
Good deal. Good deals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, about an hour, 10 minutes has passed. Seemed like it just went by just a couple minutes, but we definitely appreciate you guys' support. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the Black Smoke Barbecue YouTube channel, we ask that you do that. Just so that you know when we have some great content coming out. These are stories. This is a labor of love for us, and you get to meet great folks like Pitmaster Cheez, who is doing it up in the Atlanta area. We're trying to get these stories out and trying to get this stuff out to you so you can see what's going on in the barbecue community. But I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And this is the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, and we are out.
Later, y'all.